Welcome to Bonding Over Bourbon. I'm Kat.
And I'm Chris.
And today we're going over our September bottle haul.
Yeah, personal best and personal worst record.
Yes, we hit 40 bottles this month. And to our defense, they are a lot of bottom shelf, a lot of things that we're going to film for future episodes as well. So we're trying to build some content in there, but still personal worst.
Yeah, absolutely. There were a couple points in the month where we were like, okay, we have all the bottles we need. We don't need anything else. And then either somebody in one of the Discords that we're in was like, hey, did you hear about this that's going on up in Michigan? Or like, okay, what's a couple more bottles?
Or, hey, I'm going down to Texas. Do you want me to pick you up anything? We're like, okay.
Yeah. Those are the best kind of friends to have. But when you're looking to like kind of tighten the purse strings, so to speak, it's kind of like having someone twist your arm and you're like, okay, all right, I guess I'll tack on an extra couple $100 this month.
Yeah, we definitely could not say no. But with all of those different bottles and all the different friends that like came through with us, our Patreon members, just like subscribers of the channel, we got some really cool samples in the mail, in person. Actually, we didn't get any of these in the mail. I just joke. These were in person.
Yeah, you're right.
And just like some really, really unique types of whiskeys that we haven't had our hands on, things that we've oversaw before. And then Chris, we have one really exciting sample.
Yeah, should I talk about this?
Yeah, do it.
All right, so this is going to be our first barrel pick that we're doing. For the time being, this one is going to be local only. If you're in the surrounding suburbs, this will be easier for you to find. If you're in the city, we'll have more details later, so you know exactly where to find this. This is a collaboration with Harry, the store owner of D&D Spirits, D&D Smoke and Spirits, that we featured in one of our last month's videos in not September, but
the
August.
month before September.
Yeah, whatever the calendar says, that's the month. So yeah, he was really excited that we featured his place, especially being relatively young. That's not that we look for that kind of stuff, but it's really nice that we were able to give him some exposure. This is a Jeppson's pick that we did with Harry. It is a 7-year Green River, previously OZ Tyler at the time. It is a level 4 char from Kelvin Cooperage, and it is barrel number K155.
Nice alligator char.
Yeah.
Nice.
Jeppson's let us handpick this one. They just gave us a drill and they're like, whatever you see, whatever you want to drill into, just go for it.
They're literally like our best friends.
Yeah.
I love them so much.
Yeah, again, we are not sponsored. We just really love them as people, and it doesn't hurt that we enjoy their product.
If we did get sponsored, I would not be mad though.
Yeah, for sure.
I will promote Mueller any day of the week.
I will not. I'll promote their bourbon. So yeah, more detail for this is going to be coming out in the near future. I'd say pre-orders are going to be up pretty soon. We'll be talking about this in upcoming hunting videos where we'll do like a little intermission with an announcement, and in our lives. That's probably going to be the best way to get information about this.
And we will have an in-person event too for our local folks. So you will get to able to see us and get to try the bottle a little bit too.
Yeah. If you're excited to meet us, I guarantee you we're twice as excited to meet you. Being able to put faces and names behind all the people that leave comments is something that we're really excited about, because it's a nice community, but through a computer screen, it's a little more isolated.
Yeah. You know, at this point, we're just talking in an empty room.
Yeah, basically. Well, not empty.
Yeah.
We're talking in our liquid assets deposit. So all of these samples are eventually going to become like blind tastings that we're going to do.
Do them on lives, do them in pairings. There are some like different themes in there, so we'll see.
Yeah, but a nice, really like well-rounded kind of stockpile here.
Yeah. Should we get into the bottle haul?
Yeah.
We have a lot to go through.
Yeah, if you haven't skipped to the bottle haul yet, thank you. We appreciate you. Let's go for it.
Let's go. All right. So I'm going to start with one, which is our benchmark, just the classic 8-year benchmark. You know, you can't go wrong with it.
And like Gremlins, they multiply. So we have basically the entire line here.
Yeah, I was going to bring them out one by one, but it's kind of cute when you say gremlins.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to take them all out at once. So we have the top floor. We have, what was the first one?
So we have bonded top floor single barrel, and behind us we have the full proof.
Yeah.
So we picked these up because we're going to be doing a blind scoring and tasting for these and see which ones we really like the most. We're very fortunate to get access to these here, but some of our subscribers that we've either met in person or talked to online have told us that these don't exist in every state.
Which is super sad.
Yeah.
It's like such a nice value bottle. So having access to it, especially the full proof for $20-ish
Like
is
25 to 28.
Yeah, that's
or
unheard of.
60 depending on where you find it.
Or 60. I've seen 80.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But the reason we want to do this is because obviously everyone's palates are a little bit different. We want to give you a different perspective on it. If all of this already kind of matches up with stuff that you enjoy, then maybe you want to see what we think about these as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so also, I mean, real estate when you're traveling. If you're flying from, another state into Chicago and you're looking to grab one, four or five of these is going to take up basically your whole haul.
Oh, yeah.
So this will help kind of narrow down which one you might actually want to bring home with you.
Absolutely. All right, sticking with the Sazerac theme, we have a little baby Sazerac.
Yeah, so this is from our buddy Tony. We recently took up the hobby of collecting some of the harder to find minis, which you will see here in a minute. It's not technically a mini, but either way, the odd format for like
This is a mini, but the other ones are not.
Yeah. So like essentially we're just kind of rounding up a bunch of different sizes. They make beautiful display pieces. They make a really nice gift. If you're sneaking something into a movie theater, it's perfect. Just all around kind of cool to have. So why not?
And he can refill it.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
If I didn't say it already, this is from our subscriber Tony.
Yes. Thank you, Tony.
Tony took a trip down to Texas and helped us get a couple of things we were looking for.
That are also in this haul as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so another one that's oddly, it's a like a Kroger exclusive, right? Mariano's.
Kroger, Meyer, like that whole overarching grocery mafia. So yeah, this is just 1792 stock. We first learned about it from Bourbon Junkies, and we're like, well, Michigan's right over there. Why don't we just go and try to find it?
And it originally went by a different name, which was Hammerstone?
Stonehammer.
Stonehammer.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it went from Stonehammer to Trade Water. So 90 proof, nothing that's going to blow you away, but for $23-ish, like, it's a pretty good deal.
And if you want something lower proof, it's nice too.
Yeah, this is definitely your warm-up pour.
Oh, yeah. This one is just a staple in our house. I feel like we just go through so many of these. It's my favorite when I'm making like Manhattans. It's my favorite street as well.
Yeah.
So
this is actually my preferred warm-up pour for the evening.
Yeah, so good.
It's really solid, always delicious, 100 proof, really can't beat it. I mean, it's the oldest, like, the oldest time span of a single distillery that never stopped production, and the quality shows.
Yeah, you're never not going to see it in one of our halls.
Yeah, and you're never going to see it completely sealed.
All right. Also, speaking of Jepson's, we also had to pick up just their like run-of-the-mill 100 proof as well. We saw
standard small batch.
Yeah, they're standard. And we saw it at Woodman's for like the best price that we've seen so far. It was $19.
I think it was like 15, 17, something
Crazy.
like that. So the day that we went there, we found a bunch of weird fire sale items. And when we saw this, we were like, all right, I got to get this. This is the best price I've ever seen for it. Again, it's like 6+ year Green River, and it's normally like $25 to $30 here, give or take. For like $17, you really can't beat it.
It's so good. It's just like a really nice blend. It's just like
lowercase b blend.
Blend. It's just delicious. I find it easy to sip on. I find it easy to go through that bottle. So actually, before I go to the next one, I'm going to stick with our Woodman theme. So this is another one of like the fire sale one.
Yes.
So
we've never had these. Before somebody throws their opinion in the comments,
we don't know how it tastes.
Yeah. So $3. a bottle?
Yeah, so they were offered these bottles. They also never tried them either. Like the store manager never tried them before. So they're like, well, we're just going to give them away for like $3 per bottle.
Well, what happened was the distributor basically just left it and was like, these are yours.
Yeah.
And they were like, we didn't invoice these. And they're like, I don't care, they're yours.
Like they're yours. Go ahead.
Yeah, so instead of like the usual like $30-ish price point, they were just giving them away for $3. They're like, why not?
For $3. That's fine. I don't know much about Irish whiskey, so I'm interested to see how these taste. The only ones that I've had really is like Redbreast, and I love Redbreast. So
yeah. There's a single grain here, and the other one I think is a single malt. No, this is a single pot still. So I'm excited to try it. I'm sure some people watching this already have opinions about it. I have no opinion about it.
If you have an opinion about it, I want to hear it.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. But not until you hear the rest of why we got it.
Okay. Going on to our next theme is going to be Texas whiskey. So rounding out the last of this part, or the rest of this row until we have to go in the front. So still Austin, out of Austin, Texas. Love it. It's National Bourbon Month, so Benny's was having...
It won't be by the time this is aired.
Yes, it was last month. So Benny's was having crazy sales.
Yeah, like every shelf had discounts.
Every shelf,
like almost every item.
And I always eye this one. It's about normally like $44.
Like $45 to $50.
Yeah, and it was $35. So I was like, let's
yeah, where you're like your grubby whiskey hands are like, I'm gonna bring it home.
Yeah, you can't say no.
Yeah, and we keep meaning to pick it up again. Like we love basically everything that they make. I mean, we have like a ton of them behind us.
Yeah.
Again, really great people, grain to glass. Like what's not to love? And they do really set themselves apart from the rest of the Texas whiskey releases. So like, we're just super into it.
I'm into it.
Happy to have it on our shelves.
I'm going to scooch this back just a little because we have a few more. All right. So next up, do you want to talk about this one, Chris?
Yeah. So Rebecca Creek out of Texas. This one is not the double oak virgin Spanish. This is just a double oak, I believe. Spanish oak. So we do have the discontinued double barrel virgin Spanish oak, and we really kind of wanted to see the comparison between the two. This one at one point in time got some recognition, and then the double oak Spanish like really blew people's minds. So, you know, our friends were in Texas. Two of them.
Two friends, yeah.
Two of them were in Texas this month. So we're like, why not? Let's go for it. Let's give it a shot. So happy to have it. Happy to try it. Might do a side by side to see how the two compare.
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. And then this was the month of duplicates. So 1 and 2. This honestly is, I love JT Melick, but I feel like JT Melick is your baby.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I know some people have feelings about rice being used for whiskey. I don't care. If it's tasty and it's delicious and it's shaking up what people have been doing for years, like, let's see innovation.
Also, I just realized these are from two separate people.
Yeah.
But the bottle numbers.
We got 323 here and 324 here. Those are the batch numbers. So that's pretty crazy.
I thought that those were like the bottle numbers for a second. I'm like, wait. Yeah. Did they go to the same store?
Yeah, that's really funny. The odds of that happening are probably pretty slim because both were from Houston actually.
Yeah.
And they weren't even in the same area. So really, really funny.
Yeah. So the last of the bottom mid-tier.
We have one more.
We have one more. Oh, sorry. We do have one more. A big guy. I almost dropped that. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
So, do you want to talk about this one?
It's all you.
All right. Southern Star Paragon. This is their cask strength, not bonded, single barrel. Cask strength single barrel wheated. It is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
It's coming out of North Carolina,
which we got in Wisconsin.
Yeah. Well, we got the original one that we got
in North
the
Carolina.
regular expression in of the weeded bonded in North Carolina on our Raleigh trip. But then we found this in Wisconsin for like $40, $60, something like that.
Which was like way below what we paid in North Carolina.
I think so. Or what we would have paid for this one specifically. Really, really solid products. The neck pour might not be as telling as the rest of the bottle. I remember when we first opened up the bonded, we were like, okay, this is fine. It's decent. And as we waited, like a month?
I would say even longer, like 3 months before like we really revisited it. It really opened up.
Yeah, really, really stellar stuff. Honestly, like they need to get nationwide distribution.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
It's so good.
And you got a little Wisconsin, they get a ton of stuff that we can't get, just like this big boy right here.
It is so heavy.
Yeah, you know.
Oh my gosh. And it's glass too, which I'm not used to.
I almost regret getting the handle size because this is going to be impossible to pour.
With like 2 hands where you're like, I think that's 2 ounces.
Yeah, you just spray and pray into the glass.
Yeah, this is a buffalo. For those who don't know, it's a Buffalo Trace product.
Yeah.
It's 101 proof. It's easy sipping. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm making it up.
80 proof.
Oh, it's 80 proof. Well, I'm lying. It's just really, really tasty. It's kind of spicy too.
A little bit,
If you
considering the proof point.
Yeah, if you like a little like more heat to your whiskey, I think that it's a really nice one.
Yeah, this has very quickly become one of my personal favorite bottom shelfers. And again, like we really, really don't get it here. I think we paid $30 for a handle, maybe less, and it was all over Wisconsin. So,
which is crazy. Like just minutes away from Illinois. Like we cannot find it anywhere here. And the second we get into Wisconsin, it's just like, all right, you want to go into this random liquor store and have like 16 different sizes?
Yeah, literally as soon as we got over the Wisconsin border, the first liquor store that we saw that was maybe like 2 minutes past the border, we saw like she said, like 6 different sizes of it. Yeah. I was like, all right, I gotta get it.
I was also super angry because we overpaid for this one.
Yeah,
and we later
$35.
And we later saw it at another liquor store for a lower price.
Yeah, but yeah. So we're happy with this bottom shelf collection. That is the end of the bottom tier.
That's the end of the bottom tier. Let's go on to the higher middler
tier.
Middler tier.
We'll go middle to high tier. So if you've seen these, you know the drill. Quick reset, and we will be right back.
We're gonna get into our mid tier right now. So I'm just gonna kick it off with Bardstown. Do you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, so this is the highest wheat release. It is a 6-year, 53% corn, 39% wheat, and 8% malted barley. This is maybe taking a step back. Bardstown isn't our favorite company. When this one was released, people were kind of freaking out about it, said that it was like pretty close to Weller Antique.
Yeah, like the Weller Antique killer.
Yeah, and we are...
Unaliver.
Yeah,
sorry.
Unaliver. We are the kind of people where we need to see it for ourselves. We don't just trust the opinion of, like kind of through the grapevine. So we found out that it was available at one of our Binnies. The second that it dropped, we basically ran in the car during a lunch break and hit up for like 3 quick bottles at we got 3 bottles or 2 bottles
at 2 different places.
Yeah, it was a very, very packed lunch break.
Yes, I was stressed.
Yeah, we opened this one up on our live. We put a little bit of a dent in it already. It's not bad. It's pretty good.
Would I say it's an antique killer? Leave for a review.
Yeah. For sure.
And let me pick up the other bottle that we also got during that lunch break at our local Costco. They had 3 bottles left of this by the time we got there. So I'm so glad we picked it up.
Yeah, there was like a case available, and by the time we got there were only 3 left.
Yeah.
$40 for the toasted rye. Asterisk here, that's what it should cost. Also compared to like how the regular toasted barrel or the bourbon has like just dropped in price.
Yeah.
Breaking Bourbon gave it a good review. we're excited to try it and put up our own so we can like kind of compare their notes with ours, and hopefully you can do the same.
Yeah, absolutely. Great.
I'm gonna scooch these down.
Another Costco find on a separate day, though.
Separate days, same week.
Kirkland Single Barrel, which is another really limited release as well.
Yeah, once a year.
Yeah. Barton 1792 juice in there. Heard it was super good this year, so we definitely had to pick one up.
Yeah, it's 120 proof. I mean, honestly, we skipped this the last couple years because the one that we got in 2022, I think,
it was undrinkable.
Yeah, it had a little bit too much wood on it. Almost tasted like a double oak, which we don't mind, but if it does taste that oaky and woody, we would hope that they would just kind of call it out.
But like, also, it has to, you know, it can't overwhelm your palate when you're getting a double oak, and that one was almost like taking sips from a campfire and not like in a Scotch way.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Chris and I are huge Japanese fans. Chris has an affinity for this brand, so do you want to take it over?
Yeah, I could talk about this for hours, honestly. I will tell you that I love this brand so much that when we went to the World of Whiskeys event, kind of browned out a little bit. But when I talked to the rep for this, I just went on like a huge tirade about how much I love the company, and the guy very wide-eyed was like, oh my god, like, yeah, you really do know a lot about them. Truly beloved by me and hopefully our household.
Yes, I it's definitely delicious. I would say it's a Japanese whiskey for bourbon drinkers.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to do like some additional like research into it, learn a little bit on my own as well.
And I'll save all the details so you can find independent.
Exactly. Yeah, I want to learn on my own. And if you ever see a person walking with like a Takamine whiskey bottle on their backpack, that's probably me.
Yeah, probably. Just a quick note, is more of like a Scotch, is koji fermented, so it does a lot to change it, so it's kind of bourbon-like.
And koji is a fermented rice.
Yeah, same thing that's used for like soy sauce and sake and like some types of Japanese whiskeys, although whiskeys with like quotations, because not everybody thinks that the rice-made ones are whiskey.
Yeah.
This is again full barley. We have lots of plans for this. We have a special treat in the near future for this, but also a Japanese whiskey for bourbon drinkers episode coming up soon. So if you've ever been interested in Japanese whiskey but you don't know where to start, we got your back.
We got you. And speaking about Japanese whiskey too, we were at Woodman's the same day we picked up those.
The very same Woodman's.
Yes, the very same one. For Jepson's, the $3 Irish whiskey, and this Yamazaki.
Distiller's Reserve.
Yes, the Distiller's Reserve. And it was on extreme sale.
Yeah, I think it was like $20 or $30 off.
Yeah, and I just like could not say no. We've definitely been eyeing this bottle for a long time.
I know every time I see it, I'm like, is today the day?
It's today the day. And that day was the day. And I am not mad about it. It is such a good bottle.
Yeah, like what, peaches and like...
White peaches.
White peaches, hazelnut, like a little bit of chocolate.
Yeah.
It's very, very complex. Honestly, like, again, I would say that this is bourbon drinker friendly.
Yeah.
Some people obviously disagree, but you probably don't like Japanese whiskey anyway.
I would say if you like bourbon and Scotch.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I'm going to do this in one swoop.
Oh, yeah.
So go ahead, talk about it.
Put it down. If you have not tried Dragon's Milk Origin, you are truly missing out.
You are.
I understand that it's not available in every market and that it wasn't available in ours until fairly recently. This stuff is so different and so unique that we drove 3 hours.
Yeah.
Into
our drive started at midnight to get there at 4 a.m.
With a time change into Michigan, it became 4 a.m. We were so determined to get these that we slept in the car. We brought the dog with us.
She was our protector the whole time.
She just watched over us while we slept and probably didn't sleep at all. But yeah, like really awesome, very well organized event. Everything that Dragon's Milk Origin does is like super fruity.
Yeah.
I've described the small batch over here as like guava candy that you get from like a Chinese restaurant or like a sushi restaurant.
So spot on.
Yeah, like those tiny little green wrapped candy treats. It's honestly spectacular.
Yeah.
Everyone that we share these with, they're like so perplexed by it. There's no transparency about mash bill.
Not that we can find. I mean, we haven't done like deep dives or anything.
I did the other day, and I hit bedrock like almost immediately. Not a lot of information, but we have the honey barrel, we have the bonded, and then we have a single barrel. They describe this one as like very cherry forward,
which is usually like my profile. The other single barrel that they were offering at the time had like bubble gum. I forget the other like flavor points that they described, but
yeah, it was like bubble gum and chocolate or something like that.
Very interesting, but this one was calling to me.
So looking at the back here, the only information that they give you, it's a high malt bourbon flavor. Profile is accentuated with flavors of vanilla wafer, pastry, citrus, and stone fruit, and that's honestly pretty on the nose. We haven't opened these two yet, but we did try this one at the New Holland brew pub. If you haven't gone there, they're great people.
So nice.
They're incredibly friendly. They gave us some taste of like their beer barrel, like 80 proof and 101. I mean, honestly, we can't speak highly enough of them. We had a really good time, and it made the 6-hour round trip worth it.
You gotta love like Midwestern charm too. It's just the best.
Or like, what are you here for? Oh, let me do something nice for you.
All right, next up. This is definitely one that other people are seeking out, and I think that we were lucky enough to find it. I don't know where the label is.
All right,
there we go.
There. So we were kind of on the fence about this one. We wanted to get it, but we got really lucky this month, again with the help of one of our subscribers and somebody that's in one of the groups that we're in. So we originally were like, well, we'll pass.
Yeah. We all like we were about to say no.
Yeah.
Too.
And then we went to a party hosted by another one of our subscribers, King Bourbon, really great people, doing like really awesome like historical deep dives into the world of whiskey and like cultural aspects of it too, like I.W. Harper and like a lot of like rising, like very influential like Jewish people in the world of whiskey. So he was like, yeah, anything that's open, you could try it. And immediately we were like, okay, maybe we need to get one of these.
Yeah, it's super tasty. It's definitely like a nice, like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, I know that we're gonna do it. It's an upgrade from 101. I definitely want to do some side-by-sides, especially with something that's also in this haul as well.
Name drop.
But I'm glad we picked it up.
Yeah, funny enough, less than 24 hours after we tried it, we were offered a bottle at our pennies, and we were like, absolutely, we'll take it.
Yeah, my credit card wasn't happy though.
Yeah, this month has been hard.
Okay, so I'm gonna do these in pairs too.
Okay. Oh yeah.
So these are two Dr. Swinson's. These are port finished whiskeys.
White port finish.
These are two of the expressions. There is a third. We weren't able to pick up the other one. They didn't have it available.
Yeah.
We did already film the review for this, so
that's coming out later this week.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys want to tune in. I think that they're super interesting.
They're very different.
In
the best way possible.
Yeah. And just like I'm glad we picked these up. We were kind of going back and forth which one to pick up, and oddly enough, somehow it worked with both of our flavor profiles.
Yeah, absolutely.
As I choke.
All right, so this is where we're starting to get closer to like the top tier allocation. Minor asterisk for some stuff we'll talk about in a minute. This is the elusive like Loch Ness Monster or Bigfoot for our market. The Old Forester single barrel strength rye is literally like next to impossible to get for a reasonable price.
Yeah, we've seen it from like $200 to $300 while hunting.
Yeah, or they're always in like a bundle where you have to spend like $250 to $300 anyway to get it.
And it's never something you want.
Yeah, it's always like buy like 99 bananas, buy like a case of it, and then get this.
I wouldn't say it's that bad. It's usually like buy 6 different Sazerac ryes, and I'm like, I don't really want 6 Sazerac ryes.
Yeah, but like in general, impossible to get for a reasonable price. We got this for like $100. There was only one on the shelf.
Yeah.
We just kind of peeked into a place to see if we could film, and it just didn't work out that day. But I saw it on the shelf, and I was like texting Kat while she was in the car. I was like, this is the place. I found it. I found it.
I've given up at that point. It was just sitting in the car.
Yeah. Really, really solid stuff, though. These next two.
I feel like this is like the theme of it. Like, bundles, like two for one.
Yeah, kind of. Well, although these weren't on a 2 for one.
No, they weren't. Nothing was on a 2 for 1. I'm just doing my advertising thing.
Yeah, so 2 friends in Texas at different times that both found Weller flasks. Up until recently, I didn't know they exist.
They're so cute, though.
Yeah. What I really, really love is obviously Weller is a pretty precious brand to some people, but the misaligned label on here,
I know,
to me just screams I mean something.
Like, I gave up.
Yeah, so again, kind of talking about like the minis earlier in this episode, we're trying to collect like all of the odd formats that we can for specifically Special Reserve.
Yeah.
And if we can find the other Wellers too, that would be pretty cool. But we have like Russian egg doll thing going right now, where we have like the baby, like the split, the regular size, the
jumbo.
Yeah, the jumbo, and then like the
hit you with it.
Yeah, the assault with a deadly weapon one that I'm looking at right now. The one that's basically the size of my head.
Yeah.
And my head is not small.
It's not.
Yeah, super happy to have these. Thought that they were just a myth until they turned out to be real.
Yeah. All right. So going with the wild turkey theme as well.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So this is why we were originally not going to pick up this one over here, the 8-year. We got this first. We cracked it open like immediately and tried it. We got this with the help from one of our subscribers and somebody that, you know, is in one of the groups that we're in. His name's Danny. He's a great dude. Absolutely love him. He ordered like a case of these and just asked people like, do you want them? We can just kind of split the cost.
I didn't even know you could do that. Like when he told me, he just bought a case and I was just like,
yeah,
you can do that.
Yeah, so we like cracked it open immediately, and just so you know, this isn't just an empty box here.
Oh yeah.
We slow sipped this. This will be a very, very, very slow sipper for us until we can get it again and or maybe get a case of our own. Mm-hmm. Super great presentation, very
gorgeous,
very amazing box, nice feel to it, like kind of cheesy gold foil embroidering on the side, velvety interior. I mean, it's honestly like a boutique bottle presentation.
If they can make a coffin like this is how I want to be buried.
I was thinking to say like a satin coffin, but I thought that would go a little too far.
Like purple too. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. All
right, let's put it back in there.
Oh, you don't trust it.
It's precious cargo.
Oh, you can do it while I grab the other ones.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to start with one, and then we also have another. I feel like this isn't a surprise anymore.
Yeah.
For those who joined our live stream, but we did get Shanks at a crazy price.
Yeah.
Insane. This one was $90?
No.
$80.
No, well, after tax. There's this place that's right down the street from somewhere where I worked up until recently, and I popped in. You know, they're a liquor store / bar. Usually they have pretty good deals where it's like $17.92 full proof for like $50 to $60. The bonded is about like $45. So it was like, all right, they get stuff. It's maybe a little marked up. I went in there and saw Shanks and Bomburgers.
Bomburgers.
Immediately had to ask about the price.
We have never seen a Bomburgers just out on the in the wild.
Yeah. Well, we have, but they're usually marked up. And
that's what I mean. Like,
just sitting on like a shelf out in the open.
Yeah. But not behind like a case, not behind like a shelf or anything like that. Just there.
So I asked out of curiosity, how much are these? And he said 70 and $80. And immediately I called you up.
I know. I was mad.
She had just dropped me off at work, and I was like, Kat, these are under market price. Kat, you gotta go. You gotta go get them. And she's like, okay.
I'm like, I had a bad day. And like where it's located is like a very party street.
Yeah, there's like no parking.
And there's no parking. There's people just like out having fun. And when you're in a bad mood, that is not the mood that you want to be around.
You don't like other people having fun when you're not having fun.
Yeah. Like everyone should be in a bad mood when I'm in a bad mood.
We're not gonna unpack that. Let's go to the end of the...
All right, so this is the end of our double mint twins. Is that what it's called?
Double mint gum twins bottle collection. We have one last set of twins here, which is actually what we have in our glass. So this is one that we've been eyeing for a long time because we're trying to round out the entire rainbow of the 1792 bottles.
It's not really a rainbow. It's more like a brown. It's like brown sludge.
Okay, fine. The bow tie selection because it's all around the neck.
That's cute. Bow tie.
So 1792 sweet wheat. Highly sought after, usually inflated pricing. We got this with the help of somebody in one of the discords that we're in, and we traded 2 bottles for a stag.
Yeah.
We love stag, but again, we've never been able to get these.
Never. And we've been like so close where like people will be like, oh, if you come by this day, it might be on the shelf. And you're like, okay.
And then we'll just ask and they're like, no, I don't have that. And I'm
like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like,
they just kind of stare at you and you're like, why are you doing this to me?
Yeah. It's definitely an interesting pour.
Very off profile.
Super off profile. Oh, pedopile is what normal people would say.
Yeah, off profile.
At first, it really does taste like peanut shells, but now I'm kind of getting like a milky taste to
like
it.
Milk chocolate peanuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, like M&M, peanut M&Ms, if they were left in the sun for too long, you know, they say that they don't melt unless it's in your mouth.
Your hand.
Yeah, but they
don't say like if you leave them outside, they won't melt.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I really get like the peanut M&Ms flavor on it. Really peanut skin up front.
Yeah.
Chocolate, like milk chocolate, as it opens up a little bit. But yeah, we're super happy to have this collection. Our wallet is not.
We're gonna say that we'll be good next month,
no,
and we'll probably be bad next month with allocation season.
Okay, so we will say we are planning on doing better as soon as allocation season is over. We've already put our lists into places that asked us for what we want this year, and we know what we are willing to pass on in order to get the things that we really want.
Yeah.
So next month's video might look a little crazy in terms of the quality of bottle that we get, but we're hoping that the quantity is significantly less.
I hope it's 2 bottles next month, and then that's it.
I think realistically, it's probably going to be like 10.
If it's 40 again.
No, never again.
I quit this job.
Never again.
I don't even get paid for this.
Yeah.
I have to pay to come to this job.
Yeah, you're not wrong. YouTube doesn't really pay us that much. So if you think that we're stupid rich to get all of these, you are wrong. We're stupid hurting right now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We're eating ramen noodles every day.
Don't lie to the people. This gaslighter over here.
I haven't eaten in 16 days. I live purely on whiskey.
Yeah. Again, if there's anything that you want to see a review on, we'd be more than willing to do it for you. We do have a couple things in the works already. Yeah. Again, we're going to drop more information about our private barrel that's coming out soon. So stay tuned for that. And if you made it this far, you're amazing.
Yeah, you're awesome.
Yeah, we love you.
I want to hear us ramble for 40 minutes.
That's true.
But thank you so much. We really appreciate it. If you're not already a subscriber, please click the button, give this video a thumbs up, and comment if there's anything that you really wanted, you actually got this month, and what you're looking for next month as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Let us know what's on your list for allocation season, and hopefully we can, show each other scores at the end of the month.
Yeah. It'll be exciting. See you next time.
Bye.